Welcome back, sports fans. Sports fans. This is the JumpStart Sports Show. My name is Jason Kopp. One host, one life, two hosts,
One dream.
one dream. I'm here with Steven Shoemaker, one of my best friends, captain of the Muhlenberg B team basketball intramural squad.
Wow, that sounds so degrading.
Captain of the Philadelphia 76ers fan club.
Well, Jay,
Why am I echoing?
get to do an epi last week, but I just wanted to remind you, it's always.
Echoing.
Am I?
Yeah.
Echo.
Okay. Now I'm ready.
Mic in here.
Hey, Shoe. Fuck you.
I think we should start from the top.
What? What do you mean? That's a great 1 minute and 30 seconds in.
All right. Well, we didn't do an epi last. Some mind you of, and I wish I could impersonate his laugh, but you know how Stephen A. Smith always laughs when the Cowboys lose. Laugh about your Giants, because you thought you had a chance and you just got spanked. Admit it.
I can't even. You're cutting in and out so much.
You guys had business being in the game.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Am I echoing? Oh, you are definitely echoing.
Guess there's only one find out. Listen to it afterwards.
Oh my god, I heard myself echo. Okay. I'll just continue as if everything is fine. Everything's fine. Okay, can you repeat what you said? Because I actually have no idea what you were saying.
Oh, that's a heartbreak. Well, I started talking about Stephen A. Smith and his icon whenever the Cowboys lose. So I tried to impersonate it because that's how I feel toward Giants, who had no business in that game. That's what I was doing. That's what at halftime we were nothing, shaking my head, and I wish I could have been here to see how you felt.
Well, I felt horrible because I had to sit next to Henry, but
pretty bad.
Yeah, but other than that, no. I mean, look, say what you will. We had. I'm proud to say that we had no business being in that game at all. Like, this was a rebuilding year. I'm not upset about it. I didn't think we were gonna win going in. So, would I have liked to see more of a fight? Sure, but we were in a spot that literally no one expected us to be in, including myself. I thought going into the year we were going to maybe win 5 games. So I'm pretty thrilled that we even got to the point that we were at. We have no talent. Like, the fact that we even were in that game and that we beat the Vikings is so embarrassing for them.
Agreed.
We don't even have a receiver. Like, Isaiah Hodgins, a guy we picked off waivers, is our number one receiver.
He had one catch, I guess.
He had one catch, and then I think it was mostly Richie James actually.
Yeah, the Vikings secondary made him look like the prime of OBJ.
Yeah, I mean everyone went off. Slayton, he had a bad drop in that game too. But I'm pretty happy with the season. We had no business being in that game. Eagles are a better team top to bottom. You guys are probably one of the most talented teams in the league. I think the Niners are actually probably one of the most talented teams too, with the exception of Brock. Pretty good.
He's been pretty good.
He's been pretty good.
The fact that they're even as even a conversation about Jimmy G starting is just mind blowing to me.
Yeah, it'll be
49ers
interesting
fans
next year.
will hate. Who's their coach? Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan.
49ers fans will hate him for life if Jimmy G starts. I don't think there's a chance of that happening, but it is, and they lose, which I hope they do. For hear of it, I know he's a rookie, but the fact that he's so 8-0,
Something like that, yeah.
taken
He's
over,
undefeated.
and obviously he's got a flying offense. So unlike last week, this game I am a little bit nervous for. And I was torn because I obviously we would have rallied Cowboys, seeing how
They suck.
terrible they were.
They're so bad.
49ers the second year in a row, but in that game somehow, which they were in that game the entire time. I would have been nervous to play them too. Be losing at our home stadium to the Cowboys to send them to the Super Bowl. I don't know if I would have been able to recover from that. I'm just glad they're out. And if we're going to lose to anybody, it's going to be the 49ers, because they have just as good of better defense as the Eagles do, and they have a lot of offensive weapons. They have a better tight end, and I don't know if I say they have the better wide receiver. If you want to say that Deebo Samuel, J. Brown this year he wasn't, but that's up for debate. They have the better run back in McCaffrey, but it's gonna be a showdown. It's a great game.
Mm-hmm.
3 o'clock.
It's going to be really dependent on like if I was reading and watching some YouTube clips on this, but it's true. If Brock Purdy gets down 14-0, that'll be a really big moment. Like, is he able to come back, claw back? Like, can he do it? I don't know. Like, it's just crazy. He was literally the last pick in the draft. Like he was last pick in the draft for a reason. He was the one who was throwing to like the tight ends and the quarterback drills during the combine because no one cared to look at him. Like,
and he's just got a story how he get into Alabama and Nick Saban's just like you're not good enough to play in this program. He goes to Iowa State and played pretty well there, and I saw the box score when he played Oklahoma go down.
Yeah.
That was a great game. And yeah, like you said, he was the second to last pick, or
the last pick. Yeah,
299. But still, yeah, he's had a great story. So you can root for him, but I'm not rooting for him. I hope he's in 3 plays.
I will be rooting for him. No, look, like I think, yeah, like it's an interesting matchup. Like the Eagle, it's really going to be coming down to like the Niners defense, who's really really good, can they stop the combination of like Miles Sanders, who to be honest, I don't think is that good of a running back. I think that he's just behind such an elite O-line and has the.
I don't disagree with you. It's funny you say that because Miles Sanders has been our number one back all year, but then in like last game he didn't do anything, and Kenneth Gain was like our second, if not running back, popped off.
I'll tell you my hot takes are. I think that because and. I'm not saying Sirianni is a bad coach, but I think he looks like an amazing coach because of the ridiculous talent and depth on this team. And I don't think Miles Sanders is a good running back. Like, I think he's fine. I don't think he's bad. I think he's fine. But I think with the threat of Jalen Hurts running and this O-line and the scheme by like Jonathan Gannon, I just genuinely think that that's why he's succeeding. He's never played this well in his whole career. Like, I don't know. That's just my thought. I mean, we'll see how it works.
Let me say that concerning Sirianni. When was the last time you saw a number one seeded team, their coach not be considered in the top 3 of the year? When was the last time you saw that happen? And obviously,
I'm sure it's happened before, but I don't know.
I get off the top of my head, but it's just something I feel like happen very often. And the fact that he's not in consideration for top 3 coach of the year is just mind blowing to me. I think Brian Dable deserves it because, like, if you say how the Giants were not even expected to be the team that they were this year, and him in his first year team, I think he did a hell of a job. Doug Peterson deserves to be considered from the disaster that were with Urban and the Jags, what they turned out to, and they're going to be a real threat in this league in the next years.
Totally.
What the Eagles did this year, I just think it's just a disgrace that Sirianni isn't being considered for coach of the year. But
like I said, like I don't think he's a bad coach. I just don't think that he's what he's made out to be because I mean this team is literally like how could you possibly fail with them? Kyle Shanahan also should be up there because like what the hell he has done with 3 different quarterbacks in a completely different system that he thought he was going to be running with Trey Lance. Crazy.
I don't think the Eagles have had a solid coach since Andy. It's been a long time. Doug Peterson, but you could say the same thing about Doug when the Eagles won the Super Bowl in 2018, 2019.
Well, they weren't this talented.
2008. They're not this talented, but they had a talent on that team though, and I don't know if it was coaching or not.
I just think that this is probably like top to bottom one of the most talented teams that has been out there in a long time.
Yeah.
There's a reason that you guys have only lost 1 game in the year. Like you almost lost some nail biters. Like you almost lost to the Giants in the last week when Jalen Hurts wasn't running. You almost lost to the Bears the week before that.
We lost to Dallas. We lost to the Saints, and I think we lost one. And we lost to like the Commanders.
So yeah, but I'm just saying like they haven't really lost many games, but that's like the reason that they're 70 sacks is like definitely defensive coordinator, but also because you guys have Brandon Graham as a reserve rusher who had a career year. Like,
did you say the second ago that there was a Giants this year?
You just cut out. I don't know what you're saying.
Did you say a couple seconds ago there was a game that we had that was close with the Giants?
There was the last week of the year.
Was it?
Yeah, you were playing against our reserves, and it was
yeah. Well, that story, but to fill you guys out,
it still was a game. That last week of the year was terrible.
Yeah.
But no, what I was saying is, like, when you have like guys like that in reserve roles who are having career years, like 70 sacks is not like that's no joke. I mean. It's just like top to bottom. Like the whole rotation is just insane. Like of the D linemen, let alone getting Bradbury from us because Gettleman is the worst GM maybe ever. And then that's your number 2 corner, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. That was a good pickup. Like Howie did such a good job building this team. And the O-line's insane, which is amazing for a run game that is largely predicated off of the run pass option.
Yeah. I want the since we have a top 10 pick. I don't know if they'll slip to us, but since like Lane Johnson gets banged up every. I'd like the Eagles to go after this guy from Penn State or this other guy. Last name's like Pikronsky, something like that. Some offensive tackle. But
I will know it. I don't right now. Yeah. It's not, once we get closer, I will know.
Yeah, we'll get to the Mockies.
I'm sure we'll be so fucking wrong again.
As we were last year.
Last year, I think we got almost every single pick wrong.
Yep. I think we lost a couple subscribers.
Yeah, off of the 20 that we had.
Before we head over to the AFC, give me your final score prediction for the NFC to send them to the Super Bowl.
Final score predictions?
In the NFC game.
I think that the NFC game, that's really tough. I don't know what the score would be because like I feel like it could go either way. The Niners have such a good defense, and so do the Eagles. Like I could see it being low scoring, but then I'm also like, it would have like it's probably going to be high scoring. Maybe like 24-17. I don't know, 24-21. I think the Eagles will win it. I do. But I want the Niners to win. I will root for the Niners, but I think the Eagles will win, and I think the Bengals will win actually. they've kind of had Mahomes' number, and I wonder how much the injury will affect his mobility on the pocket. So, plus the Chiefs' defense just blows. Like they're a really bad defense,
Yeah.
especially passing defense.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to a field. I think the Eagles will win 27-24 to the Super Bowl, and then I think in the AFC, I want to see that, like you said, they're just like the odds are stacked against them right now. Their defense isn't great. Mahomes has an ankle injury, which could reduce his mobility. The Bengals have just looked flawless. Like care of the Bills. Did they take care of first round?
The Bills?
No, the Bengals. Who did they play in the first?
The Ravens, but they almost lost to the Ravens.
Yeah, that was the nerd fumble return down. But yeah, they've just looked solid. Their offense, Joe Burr and Jamar Chase and Joe Mixon, really solid. So I don't know if it's enough for the Chiefs. This is what I was thinking. About a year, them get a point, and like they really shitty with what they were able to do. But without having Tyreek Hill, I don't know if enough for them. We're gonna need other guys like Juju and play really well.
Yeah. Kadarius Toney.
You need to utilize him as a weapon. Like after what happened last when they lost, like they can't take any chances. And Mahomes is playing no matter what.
Oh yeah, he's definitely playing.
Matter of if he can get through the whole game.
It'll be literally if they can cover Kelsey, like that's half of, and I'm sure that he's going to check it down to Jerick McKinnon a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be a passing game for sure.
They'll have to get
even last week though. Like Isaiah Pacheco played really.
He played super well last week. Yeah,
so
he was really good last week.
And the Bengals a very good defense, so it's going to be interesting. What was their? Let's look it up. I forget if they played this year. What that was.
When who?
They definitely regular season. I'm pretty sure
they played this year. The Bengals and Chiefs.
The Bengals
won. They've won all 3 times that they've played.
Oh yeah, 27-24, real close game.
And I think that one is more likely to shoot out than the Eagles Niners, just because of like the high flying offenses and the fact the Chiefs don't have a good defense.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that game will be really close. And I think if Mahomes is healthy, I think maybe Mahomes would take it. I don't know. Joe Burrow's played so well though.
He really has, especially just losing the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, like the hangover that the Rams had compared to them,
non-existent.
It's crazy. I also hate Eli Apple, and the fact that he's chirping everyone is so stupid. He's chirping Damar Hamlin. Like, what an idiot.
And then he tried to cover it up, and it wasn't like connected. But I think he's just bullshit.
I hate him.
Yeah,
everyone hates him.
I hope he gets cooked.
He probably will get cooked. I don't know who he'll be on, but that dude will be open.
Yeah.
I love that the comment section of anything that Eli Apple writes on Twitter is all just like a picture of burnt toast.
Yeah. So putting like who you would want to win aside, who do you think would put together the best Super Bowl? I think Chiefs would just be the best Super Bowl. But Jalen Hurts is on this year, being both number 1 seeds to the Super Bowl. Pat Mahomes getting better. Saw some crazy stat about how many years has he been in the league? 7, and every year he's got into the AFC Championship game.
Is that right? Every year,
something like that. I'm almost positive. It's something like that.
I think you're right too. Actually, I think he has been in this game every year.
I don't know if it's every year or like the 5 years, something like that. I think I saw the year he's been in the league because it was they were terrible, and then Andy took over, and Alex Smith led them really turned it around, and then he had that crazy injury, and then Mahomes took over.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like
I think the the most exciting Super Bowl. I mean, I won't say the Eagles. Like I don't want them in there. Like it would be a good game though. Them against the Chiefs when Mahomes is healthy. The issue is that he has a high ankle sprain, and it looked really bad when it happened. So
Maybe
the fact is,
Henny will lead him to the promised land.
anything is possible. Yeah, no, that would be really exciting if Mahomes was fully healthy. I also really do think they're lacking without Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I agree. They're missing that downhill threat. But we'll see. We'll see though.
You can't trust Marquez Valdez-Scantling to be like the guy who's going to do it for you. Just ask any Packers fan.
Yeah. Well,
What?
Eagles Sunday at 3 by 6:30 Chiefs. So
yeah, I'll be in Florida for the game. I leave today.
Adios.
What are you doing, Appy from Florida? Maybe Doug will get on the sticks.
Dougie, a kiss for me.
Oh, I can. Right on the forehead.
All right, let's transition into some NBA. I say just the most recent. We should get right into the All-Star selections, and then we can kind of get into some standings things and things have played out recently. Mm-hmm. But if you want to share your screen or just pull up the starters that were announced tonight and just how surprised them were, we can get into some biggest snubs.
All right, let's see. Oh shoot, is this going to be
the All-Star game?
The Athletic.
Here. Is it you?
All right, I'll give a. I think usually this doesn't work, but I'm gonna. All right. So for the Athletic, here are the East starters and the West starters. So Giannis
it is in Utah.
Expected. Jason Tatum expected. Kevin Durant expected. Kyrie Irving anti-Semite. Donovan Mitchell. That one I think could have been someone else, to be honest, but Donovan's played pretty well this year.
Let me give you my East. All right, everyone knew Giannis going to be the captain again. That's just how it is. Everyone knew Tatum and Durant would be in. It's been hurt, so I don't know if he's going to be back, but assuming he is, Donovan Mitchell been playing out of his line, so I am completely fine. But I don't know why Kyrie's on that list.
Kyrie should not be in there.
Obviously, you and I both hate him, but like just like I don't get how you can reward somebody for all the bullshit he's brought into the league. And like, yeah, he's been good, and like with KD being out, he's had to thrive, but I just don't understand what's behind that. Like, even the whole league, just like, obviously I'm huge Sixers fan and I'm a big Embiid fan, but like, yeah, he's been out with injuries and stuff, but even the whole league was just like shocked that Embiid didn't get named as, and it's like, if you don't want him because like of his injuries or whatever, like I leave it to Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown is so more deserving of it than Kyrie is.
Kyrie Irving doesn't deserve anything. Like, I'll just be honest. Like, yes, I also hate him, but is he one of the most electric players we've ever seen? Totally. But, screw him. I just don't. I don't want to see him in this game. I mean, I think he would be in the game either way as a reserve, but like, he doesn't deserve to be a starter.
No.
The really interesting thing for the West. So LeBron, of course, makes sense. Of course, he's the captain. Zion. That's a really cool story that he is now back and already a starter. He's played so well this year.
He has. I don't think he's more deserving though than SGA.
SGA has played so well.
Or Ja Morant. I don't deserve anything either of them. I don't think Sabonis deserved it, but even Sabonis is doing really well. So,
yeah.
I think it's just for viewing purposes. That's the only reason I could think of why they need a starter.
half of it is a popularity contest anyway.
Yeah.
To be honest, so I'm not really surprised. Of course, Steph Curry's gonna make it. Of course, Luka is gonna make it.
What
Yo,
was the whole ruling? It was like last year or something with the whole Andrew Wiggins with how some like famous guy like tweeted out go vote for Andrew Wiggins as a starter. So that, like you said, a popularity contest, fan vote, and fans voted Andrew Wiggins in as the starter, even though he didn't really deserve it. So because of that, there's this thing called Andrew Wiggins rule that like fans don't get to choose that anymore, and like fans can vote, but it's like decided by the coaches thing who gets to be the starter.
um, yeah, I don't know. I can tell you that at least from what I was looking at, like Nick Claxton is really high up in the vote right now. Nick Claxton, and so is Derrick Rose, who hasn't played this year.
Joel Embiid coming off the bench just doesn't make sense. Sound right.
Also, shout out The Athletic. They're such an awesome site. I love The Athletic.
Yeah, they are great.
They really cover sports so amazing.
I know this is childish, but if I was in Embiid, I'd be like, if I'm not starting, I'm not playing.
I think he'll probably still play.
He will.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Laurie.
Yeah,
Laurie, he's been so amazing
this year.
I mean, obviously, I'm also super biased, but the fact that Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson aren't like for sure going to be reserves is insane.
How about him last night? 37 points. You guys got so lucky with missing those free throws, but
well, okay, hold on. I'll come back at you with that. So yes, we did get lucky that happened, but also there were no calls. There were like bailout calls that were happening for the Celtics the whole game. Jason Tatum goes like that anytime he throws the ball up and it's a foul.
Yeah. Brunson definitely.
And they also, you saw the Brunson and one that they didn't call. And the announcers were like, that's very clearly a continuation foul. Like that right there would have sealed the game, but whatever. I mean, we still won. Thank God for Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, and Julius Randle 37 points, played really well.
Julius Randle was like has been rock solid lately. And I give him a lot of shit, but he's been really, really good the past honestly this whole year. This is the best year he's ever had.
And the Mavs ended up playing out a big win. Didn't he balled out? Devin Booker's still been out with his injury.
Did they win yesterday?
Yeah, they won. Luka got hurt in the first 3 minutes of the game.
That I saw,
and he didn't come back.
But I didn't watch the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think he hurt his ankle. So have to monitor that. He might on how bad that is. Maybe he's not out of the start game.
Yeah, Luka is unbelievable.
You're unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
I just think it's unbelievable that he's gonna probably win his third consecutive MVP.
Jokic?
It's like what can you do to stop him? He's just so good.
Well, realistically, LeBron probably should never have stopped winning MVP. And I'm not the biggest LeBron guy, but like realistically, while he was with the Cavs and the Heat, like there is really no excuse for him not to win the MVP every year, except for the fact that people were bored of it.
Mm-hmm. Agree with that.
Like that's just the honest truth. So let's see how the standings are doing. I know the Knicks are, I think, in 6th place.
You know, it'd be sick though for the dunk contest if they got Zion, Ja Morant, and Jordan.
I think they announced some of the people already.
Did that? Let's see.
I mean, it's coming up. Like it's in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. It's in 3.
Matt McClung, Shaden Sharp, Cajun. Mac McClung can get up there. Just such
Mac
a weird.
McClung is like a hoop heaven, or sorry, what hoop highlight. You know what I'm talking about, right? From like high school, he used to throw up all these dunks and stuff. I remember watching him when he was in high school. Then he sucked in college, but
Yeah. Sharp, it says confirmed, but as reported, KJ Martin, who can get up as
he
Mac
can
McClung,
get up.
might get it.
I would really like to see Jericho Sims, the Knicks center. He has like a 46-inch vertical. If only he was good. He is a pogo stick.
Yeah.
Okay. I have the standings as well. Wow, the
Pull 'em
Kings
up.
are third. I'll just go over it. I don't really feel like sharing my screen again. Can't tell me what to do.
Selfish.
The Celtics are in first place by 4 games. Actually, 2.5 games. I can't count. Then the Sixers.
Yeah.
The
Hear that come.
then the Nets. Then the Cavaliers,
the Bucks.
Heat, and then the Knicks, and then the Hawks. I hate the Hawks. Then the Pacers and the Wizards.
Caw.
You know what's who do you think is your biggest disappointment this year? Eastern Conference. I have 2.
I'd probably say that's because I thought the up and coming team and I thought a lot of talent built around young talent. They were gonna be much better than they were last year. And the fact
Which
14,
team?
the Hornets.
Oh yeah.
The
Well,
fact
you
they
also probably thought Miles Bridges would probably be on the team.
that as well. I think I've been hurt a lot, but just with Kelly Oubre and Gordon Hayward, thought that they are a much better team than.
That's fair. And Terry Rozier, like they have a pretty solid squad, but they've been
Lovely.
so
Humvee.
yeah, you saw the announcer. The announcer's got to be my favorite announcer, besides from Mike Breen.
He's great. You're great.
I remember when LaMelo like hit 2 really deep threes, and he goes, LaMelo!
How about Dame Lillard, 60 points.
Dude, it's Dame time.
He just
Also,
wasn't.
Pat Bev is such a bitch.
Yeah.
He's like, my clock's not working. I think my biggest disappointment is the Bulls. I thought they'd be really good again.
You're the biggest disappointment.
Oh, that's what my parents always tell me.
Yeah, they
and
have
the Raptors. The Raptors I thought would be better too.
No, the Raptors are garbage.
Raptors never made sense why they were so good. That stat that I was telling you about when the Sixers were playing the Raptors, I don't think that's changed. That the tallest person on their team is 6'7"? No, 6'9".
Yeah, I just think this is the beginning of their downfall. One spin move Siakam isn't that good anymore. Fred Van really good, but I think he's getting. A lot of people disagree with me on this, but I think Scotty Barnes is overrated.
I think Scotty Barnes is the. Okay, well, let me take bias aside. Yeah, he won Rookie of the Year. Let me take bias aside because I think that when he said that R.J. Barrett was an easy cover, even though he played horrible against him, that annoyed me. But honestly, like Scotty Barnes, I don't really think he's that great. Like I think he's really good defensively.
Yeah.
But he's got no offensive game. He was Rookie of the Year, but that whole team is. I mean, I like Precious Achiuwa. Achiuwa. I like him. He's precious. And then Fred VanVleet's solid, but like Gary Trent is okay. I don't know.
Yeah,
they're all average.
It'll be definitely interesting to see how the Eastern Conference ends up. I mean, if it started today and we obviously in games, but But playing games are for the 7th and 8th seed, right?
7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, besides the 7th and 8th seed.
It would be the Knicks versus
the Sixers. Well, it'd be the Knicks versus the
Hawks.
Wizards.
Hawks. That if the Knicks are in a home game.
Oh, right.
or if they're
And
playing
then the winner of that game gets the 7th seed, and the loser of that can play the winner of the 9th versus 10th.
Correct. So if the Knicks were in that game, and or if they end up playing the Sixers, we will go to that playoff game.
Yeah, we definitely should. But
Because also Jalen Brunson's my dad. What?
Yeah. So let's look at it. If the play started today, Celtics Hawks, the Celtics to take care of, probably sweep them if not in games. Sixers Knicks. I think the better series than people would think, but I think the Celtics pull it out in 6 games.
I think it depends. I mean, the issue is Mitchell Robinson healthy? Because if it started today, he wouldn't be. Because right now, like, we just need him healthy. He can't. I mean, either way, he really can't match up against Joel Embiid. That's just the truth. Joel Embiid's too talented, but pending the fact that Joel Embiid almost definitely will be hurt at some point in the series, I think we could do it. Jalen Brunson is so good.
He's good. I just don't think you have enough to get past us.
I don't know. I mean, I just think Tom Thibodeau, hot take, cold take, is a horrible coach. I think he's so bad. And I think the only reason that he's still the coach is because they went on a win streak after a massive losing streak. And because he was coach of the year at one point. That's the only reason he has a job.
Yeah.
His offense is like, here you go, guys, like, do something. I hate him. Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's go over the West. The West right now, as it looks, actually like definitely very different from how we probably would have thought it would be coming into the year. So the Nuggets are at 1. They're 2.5 games above the Grizzlies, who are at 2. The Kings at 3 is wild.
Yeah.
Pelicans at 4, also kind of wild because they haven't even had BI for most of the year. Clippers at 5. What do you think of it, like the Clippers now that Kawhi is back?
I think they're a very team. I just don't think that they have enough to go very far in the playoffs. Like,
I agree.
Any team they play, they're gonna have time with, whether it's the Mavericks or the Pelicans. They're not gonna have an easy first round matchup, and even to get by them second round. Nuggets and are looking really good. Kings will be a strong exit depending on how they end up. And the thing that would be crazy, as disappointing as they've been this year, if the Warriors somehow ended up in that playing game and they most likely would win it, and then they had to play the Nuggets the first round, I'd bet on the Warriors to win that. I think
that would be a really good game. Do you want to hear a stupid stat that I found out?
No.
Via Bleacher Report. Every single time that Steph Curry has ever been ejected from any NBA game, he throws a mouthpiece. All 3 times. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Anyway, Mavericks are at 6, Suns at 7, Warriors at 8, Timberwolves at 9, Jazz 10. What is your biggest disappointment or maybe your biggest surprise from the West side this year?
West side. Since we kicked it, I'd have to say it's this. I think my biggest surprise negatively is the Suns. Obviously Devin hurt. I think they're much better than their 500 record shows right now. And my biggest surprise, as in a positive light, is the Jazz. They're in the 10th seed. Are going to be one of the worst teams in the NBA.
Yeah, me too.
What Larry Markkinen's been doing, and after they shipped rid of Spida, Rudy, thought they were just going to be a disaster this year. But there was one point like a couple of weeks ago, might have been a month ago. They were the top 3 seeds in the West.
Yeah, when we went over it, I think that was like 4 weeks ago, maybe 5 weeks ago. They were like one of the number one teams,
So
which is pretty wild.
a lot can change. It's a lot about runs. Like even like the Wolves right now, like they're just not a good. But they find a way to scrape together so that Anthony Davis can stay healthy. They could find themselves in the playing game, but they're just not a good team.
Yeah, their latest trade for Rui was such a weird move to me. Like,
Yeah, especially just because I cover the Wizards. It's just so weird. Like all my coworkers, like they haven't kept outside top 3 pick. They haven't kept anybody over this decade. Anybody who's been like 4 through 10 top 10 pick, they've gotten rid of.
yeah. Oh, you're saying because Bradley Beal was number 3.
Yeah, and it just does, and it's because he was playing really well in the last game that he played for them. He put up a 30 off the bench. So
Yeah, I mean, I think when Rui was drafted, he was drafted, if I'm not mistaken, 8 overall, maybe 9.
mhm.
He was always not that great. Like when he was a rookie, he wasn't that good. I think like his biggest. This is gonna sound so messed up, but like his biggest strength was like the community outreach that he was able to do for the Wizards. Like honestly, because
he's from
what?
Because he's from Tokyo.
Yeah, like it's part of it. Like and he was really I don't mean that in a negative way. Like he was really amazing with the community. But like his play, there's a reason that they got Kuzma, who immediately started over him.
Yeah, he's gonna be an all-star, unreal.
Yeah, he's been amazing this year. And Rui's like he doesn't do anything particularly well. Like he shot a mid-range game in college. Like he was never that great.
Where'd he go? Gonzaga?
Yeah. I believe so. Right?
Yeah.
Let me ask Google.
Well, he was coming off the bench, and like you said, he wasn't doing anything in particular. But I just think he provided enough depth for a Wizards team that it didn't make sense of him. But their reasoning for trading him was they got 3 second round. They're like something they'll look to in the future. But their main reason was because they wanted to provide more opportunities for Denny Avia. That was their reasoning for.
Oh, I forgot that they had Danny.
And they brought Kendrick Nunn, who
I like Nunn.
He played pretty well. In his, and he's got like a lot of athleticism, but
he was hurt last year.
He was hurt, and he's like figuring his way out in the system. Obviously, he just joined, but yeah, it was very in trade. It's very out of nowhere.
I know, right? I just like I don't get how. I guess LeBron is still 3, but in my mind, he really like plays. I don't even know. Rui would still come off the bench because of AD once he comes back.
He is back.
Did he just come back?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really paid attention to the Lakers, but I just saw that trade and I was like, that's so strange. Apparently, the Knicks have multiple offers on the table for Cam Reddish for second-round picks. Their front office is such a joke. Oh my god! I will tell you this: when it happened, I even said this. I love Obi Toppin. There ain't no stopping Obi Toppin.
Yeah, there is.
But there is. But the pick at that point in time was so obviously Tyrese Halliburton. Everyone said it. Yeah. I thought it the second he got picked because they had Julius Randle at that time.
Yeah.
It made no sense. And now it's just a waste of a draft pick. He is just sitting behind Julius Randle. He is playing in a role that doesn't even make sense. He is one of the most athletic players in the league, and he's just put as a spot-up 3 player. It's so stupid. Anyway, I like Emmanuel quickly. He's playing great.
Yeah, he has been.
Derrick Rose, I hope for Derrick Rose's sake that he gets traded to someone who he can compete with. Like I just like I love Derrick. Even if he goes back to the Bulls just for like a homecoming, that would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be nice to do that. Still crazy to think. Like I saw, it was like the best Mike Breen bangs of all time. And one of them was the Derrick Rose bank buzzer beater.
Oh, I remember that against the Cavaliers.
Yeah, I don't forget if they were or not, but
Or is that the Heat at that point?
those
I know it was against LeBron.
Cavs Bulls playoffs. They had Jimmy Butler. That's when he was young.
Yeah, dude. Oh, that was a good team. They had Carlos Boozer back in the day, who punched a ref. That's like all-time moments. Do you not remember that?
Say it again.
Carlos Boozer. He punched a ref accidentally.
Really?
You never saw this? So he's like celebrating. I think it was an and one. He was celebrating and he goes, boom, and he turned around and hit the ref in the stomach.
Oh, I do remember that.
And then yeah. That was when Joakim Noah was good before the Knicks signed him that horrible deal.
Yeah, Cleveland won that series 4.
Yeah. Oh, those are good teams. That was when Luol Deng was like a huge thing.
Luol.
What a crazy name. Luol Deng. All right, what else are we gonna talk about? How you doing?
I'm just looking at the that play 15 finals. Golden State beat Cleveland. Yeah, was that when was that the year when Kevin Love and Kyrie were hurt?
I don't know. Which year?
2015.
15? When
Yeah, that was like the Warrior dynasty. Yeah.
Was that when Kevin Durant? No, that was before
That was
Durant
before him. That was when Iguodala won the Finals MVP.
Yeah. And Harrison Barnes was there.
Mm-hmm.
Harrison Barnes. What a career he's had.
Do you think for the accolades so far deserving of it? Obviously, I think Banchero's gonna win Rookie of the Year, even though the Magic is disgustingly bad.
Yeah, Banchero is like I mean,
Banchero, whatever.
Kind of reminds me of like a modern day Carmelo Anthony, except way more athletic.
Handsome.
Actually, Carmelo was like decently athletic back in the day.
Yeah.
But like he's really, really good. And he's so built. He's like 250, 240. He's huge. And yeah, I really like Banchero. That team is like so weird. The Magic. I can't believe that they were in the playoffs 2 years ago or 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Like with Jonathan Isaac coming back finally. After not playing since COVID, which is weird.
Yeah.
And he was really good like a couple years ago. He was really starting to hit his stride, and then he got hurt. Mo Bamba. Gotta love Mo. And then they have College. Who's the other guy that they have? Bobo. Bobo's played decent for them too.
Yeah, he has been.
That was a surprise because he's been a bust. I guess you can't be a bust when you're like the 42nd pick.
Yeah.
Can't be
that.
But he was pretty bad. So yeah, Rookie of the Year I think right now would be Banchero. I don't even think that would be up for debate at present. I don't think anyone's even close to making an impact like that. Like Jaden Ivey, I was so high on. I was so angry that the Knicks didn't get him. I was screaming at the TV. But he's played solid, but like he hasn't been like as explosive as I thought he'd be.
Mm-hmm. P obviously I'd like to see it, but I just don't see with the way he's playing how Jokic doesn't win it for the third year in a row.
I think Jokic is gonna win it again.
Yeah.
What about DPOY? Who's leading in those categories?
DPOY. Jaren Jackson is the favorite right now. He's been
really,
he's been unbelievable for the Grizzlies this year. Usually it's always like Antetokounmpo and Bear and Adebayo, but not even in the top three. Like Nick Claxton, great rim protector, reason Brook Lopez is up there.
Dude, Brook Lopez was leading the league in blocks for a
Yeah.
while,
Mhm.
which is crazy. And for those of you who don't know, Brook Lopez, who has been around the league forever, New Jersey net legend, is a terrible rim protector.
Yeah.
Throughout his entire career, he could never do that. He wasn't even a good rebounder.
Yeah.
So it's crazy that he's been so good this year.
I bet you won't be able to get that. But sixth man of the year, I personally think Benedict McMathrin deserves it because of how well he's been playing.
Yeah. Yeah. He's the other guy I was going to say for in the rookie ladder. He's probably.
I think he deserves sixth man. But who do you think the favorite is? Ever guessed this?
Quickly?
No.
God damn it. Lou Williams?
Lou Will.
Jamal Crawford?
Oh, he's not in the league.
Perennial sixth man of the year. Manu Ginobili?
No, just think about it. It's like so stupid. You would never guess this.
Give me a hint. Which conference?
West Conference.
Western Conference. All right, let me see these teams.
Cheater.
I'm just looking at the teams.
Hey, cheater. Cheat at life. Your sister.
Hey.
B.
Who? I don't know.
It's Russell Westbrook.
Oh, yeah. He's basically starting, though.
Basically. But, yeah, that's just funny to me.
Well, it's funny that he's played so well after, like, getting shelled on every possible media outlet for the last 2 years.
Yeah. Most improved, I think you definitely deserve recognition. You'd agree with this as well as Jalen Brunson, most improved player. But right now, and I think deservedly so, the top Lauri Markkanen.
Oh, yeah. I would say Lauri is definitely number one. I mean, Jalen was playing really well last year too. So I think it's less surprising for people, especially like with the playoff run that he had.
Mm-hmm.
But he should be up there. He's played so unbelievably well.
Yeah.
Like when I used to watch Jalen at Nova, like I really never thought that he would get to like this, where he's like become a really unstoppable player.
I agreed. I thought I knew he was good, but I thought he was like Randy Foy, like someone who's really good at
that. Is a really good throwback name.
Made the NBA and then didn't do dick, but and then for coach of the year, I was actually too. I think it's pretty obvious before I even looked, but just because of the situation he was in and the fact that the Celtic one team.
Oh yeah, he should definitely get
that. Joe Mazzulla because of what happened. I forget his name, but the dude was fired.
Whatever his name was. We're gonna hire.
So Joe Mazzulla, I think definitely a favorite right now. I think he should win it, but also Willie going with the Pelicans. He's up too.
Don't forget Tom Thibodeau.
And then Tom Thibodeau. Me to it.
And Doc Rivers.
Doc deserves it.
Doc deserve it. Once the Sixers can get out of the second round, we could talk about him being good for the year.
I'm just nervous for the playoffs. It doesn't matter how good we play. If we end up in if we don't end up with a top seed and we end up in a fifth seed and we have to play the Cavaliers or the Nets, I'm not confident either.
I would not want to play the Cavaliers in the playoffs.
I wouldn't want to play the Nets either.
No, I wouldn't want to play the Nets.
I'd play the Knicks.
Okay, me too. Let's do it. You got a deal.
Right, let me just get a go birds from you, Jay, and we'll sign.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Go Niners!
Worst.
Do you see what I put up on the JumpStart Sports Instagram page?
No. What did you put up?
Just check it out.
Yeah. All our subscribers.
Okay, you know what? I got you. I'll put it up on the screen.
No, you don't need to do that.
Here you go.
Brr. Let's go 49ers, but if Joe Burrow, that doesn't quite add up.
Of course it doesn't. When does anything I do add up?
7.
True.
Well, go Birds.
Go 49ers.
Team this week. Thanks for
we'll have to see.
Thanks for tuning in.
Are you going to this game too?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We should go to the Super Bowl.
If you want to get us two tickets.
I was gonna say you can pay for both, and I'll be there.
My dad, after we lost to the Patriots in the Super Bowl, this is a one-lifetime opportunity. There's some team there. Who's a team? It's like Jacksonville. They've never made the Super Bowl ever in their team's history.
I don't know.
That might be one. There's some out there that have never even smelled the playoffs. So
there's a smell.
I told my dad though after Patriots in 2004, if we ever go back, well, we need to go. And he goes, deal. We got there, played Minnesota, and the thing that pisses is just like so many of my friends went who aren't even fans. They say they are because they're from Phil. They don't watch the games. They don't support them like I do.
Me.
And their dad gets them tickets to the game, and they got to see the Super Bowl. So yes, I was very salty about that.
Yeah, the issue is it's like
for what you have rather than what you have. I'm not trying to spoil Brad, but that was definitely tough to see. And once again, where we're likely going to get back there, and it's just so expensive to fly all the way
thousands of dollars
out to Glendale to go to the game. Yeah, let's just hit the lottery.
All right, let's do that.
All right, Jed. Let's put a bow tie on this one. Thanks for tuning in. If anyone did, well, I guess they technically can't. But once we put this up, I hope you tune in. Give us a listen. Give us a holler. Give us a like.
Yeah.
Stay safe out there.
JumpStart
Sports.
We're out.